today I got Snoop Dogg's cookbook. If you haven't seen already, I already tried the Billionaire's Bacon. Absolutely delicious recipe. Haven't made a long form video in a while, but we're back at it, making Snoop Dogg's Caesar salad. And I've been wanting to make Caesar salad for a long time. Haven't actually made homemade dressing yet, so I'm very excited to try out this recipe. Considering how good the bacon was, I do not think that this salad is gonna disappoint. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing we gotta do to get this dressing made is we're gonna go ahead and mince up a couple garlic cloves. Trick with garlic always is just gotta crush it up a little bit. Skin will fall right off. And then something that I've also learned is that if you actually crush your garlic first, it makes it much easier to get a nice fine mince on it. And you're gonna want these to be pretty fine because of the fact that we aren't actually cooking these. This is just gonna go right into the dressing. If you were gonna cook these up, it wouldn't matter as much. All right, after our garlic's all nice and minced up, we're gonna go ahead and just place that into our mixing bowl. All right, so into that same bowl, we're gonna go in with 2 tablespoons of fresh lime juice, or you can just use exactly what I'm using, which is just a bottle of lemon juice. I put 2 tablespoons in there. Gonna also go into there with 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Gonna add that tablespoon of Dijon mustard into there. Be careful with Dijon, it's super potent, not something you wanna be adding way more than they want. Next, we're gonna go in with 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. We're gonna go in there with about a cup of mayonnaise. I just kind of eyeball that. Looks like a cup to me. Can always add more later. Now we're gonna add in a 1/3 cup of olive oil. 1/2 cup of freshly grated parm going in, or store-bought canister parm, whatever works for you guys. Freshly grated, fresh anything's always going to be better. Just make sure you put 1/2 cup in there. Trust me, I hear it enough in the comments section about fresh, not fresh. We're using anchovy paste, and hopefully this is not where I lose you guys. I've never used anchovy paste before, but we're gonna try it out. I'm sure it smells absolutely delicious. Oh yeah, it's got that nice cat food smell. Put 1 whole teaspoon in there. Just look at that, absolutely delicious looking. Looks like what comes out after we're done eating this. But it doesn't smell that bad, if I'm being honest with you. And about 1/2 teaspoon of fresh cracked black pepper. Should do it. Now we're just gonna whisk that together. See if it tastes like Caesar. That is perfect. Now it's time to make the chicken. At this point, we're gonna get our chicken out. Got 3 chicken breasts here. The recipe calls for 2, but I'm not using all 3 for this specific recipe. So one of the important things on chicken that people usually won't tell you, or maybe they do and you don't listen, because I never used to listen, was you just want to dry your chicken off. And what that does is it helps get a nice crust on there, because when you have all this excess moisture, what happens is chicken actually ends up kind of steaming, and then you don't get that really nice orange brown color on it. You just kind of end up getting, it almost cooks like fully white, almost like you boiled the darn thing. And that's because you kind of did. So after you do that, just going to start to season it. And for whatever reason or the other, the recipe literally only calls for salt and pepper on the chicken, which I find kind of odd. So I'm at least gonna do the classics, you know. So we're definitely gonna salt and pepper. And it's also, another tip would be to always season before you cook. It just allows, there was a little bit extra garlic powder, but it's all right. But it just allows the seasoning to set in a little bit, because you're gonna kind of pat it in there. Sets in better, just cooks in better, guys. I'm not a scientist, but Here's just a couple things I've learned. Just try it. If it doesn't work, you don't have to do it again. But it doesn't take much extra effort, especially if you're already drying off this chicken. Looks absolutely delicious. Look at all that seasoning. Got this chicken going in. I got the grill pan. It specifically states cook this chicken on a grill pan. So that's what I'm doing. Otherwise, most of the time I would just cook this bad boy in stainless. But I'm just gonna go ahead with a little bit of olive oil. Now that this pan is getting nice and warmed up, I'm gonna set these bad boys on there. What we're looking for, some nice grill marks on there. So gonna make room. Got 3 pieces, and in the book it says about 4 to 5 minutes per side. At the end of the day, I'm gonna temp these. I want chicken always about 165. Definitely no lower. Chicken you don't like to mess with. It ain't ground beef, it ain't steak. I'll tell you what, there's no medium rare chicken, okay? It's been about 5 minutes. We're gonna flip these over. Check out. This side was more on the heat. Unfortunately, when you get to these non-stick pans, they don't have the same radiation. That one looks beautiful. They don't radiate the heat the same as a stainless steel pan is. That's why most professional chefs use stainless steel, because they cook way more evenly. These, it's like heat's kind of concentrated here, so like these grill marks. But they look nice. Very good. We got about another 4 minutes, so I'll temp these up. Okay, so this chicken, both sides, nice and brown. Check this one out. A little bit less so, but got a good color on it, especially on this side. So now we're gonna take this off, and then we're gonna work on actually prepping up the salad, get the lettuce cut up, get everything nice and washed and ready to go. It's time to prep up this lettuce. Now I'm using romaine. You gotta use romaine if you're gonna go ahead and make Caesar salad. You have to use romaine, but if you really don't have romaine, or let's say you got a little bit of lettuce left over and you're just trying to get rid of it, I guess you can do it. Just don't tell nobody. Anyways, we got some of the leaves here, got a little bit, you know, browning on there. You just kind of clean up what you clean up. Yeah, I usually just kind of see what you got here. Most of these look good. Always wash your produce, because you never know. You know, this was in the ground at one point, so, and you never know who's cleaning it, how much they care. So that looks good. We're gonna go rinse this off quick. Forgot quickly too, we gotta chop up just 1 teaspoon, very finely chopped chives. Looks good to me. And we got all of our lettuce, nice and rinsed off, nice and clean. Gonna kind of prep up the salad. So just gonna leave that like that. Chicken's all done. We're gonna cut up our chicken. Just in a nice straight cuts. Of course, you can cube yours up. Do whatever you wish. I'm gonna take that. We're gonna set that right there, as so. It's coming together. I'm gonna go ahead, add some croutons on, and no, did not make fresh croutons. We're going to add our chives on there. Go on there with some of this dressing. See if I can't drizzle it on there. We're also gonna go down with a little bit of our fresh parm. Add a little dressing to the chicken. That is the dish. Looks absolutely delicious. Let's try it out. That absolutely hits the spot, especially if you're looking for something on a little bit of the healthier side. I'm not saying it's completely healthy, but guys, if this is your first time watching me, I upload 3 shorts every single week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Keep on the look for those delicious recipes. And now I'm gonna start trying to do long form videos on the weekends. 1 video per weekend. So we got 4 videos. I got over 100 videos on the channel. Check them out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.